So let's start today's section. In today's section, we are seeing about the derivatives and what is the important terms that we should learn and remember about trade with derivatives. Now there are two types of derivatives. If you if you find the meaning of derivative word, then it means contracts. There are contract between two persons. In the India, there are two contracts are traded on NSE. One is future and second is options. Futures contracts gives a right with obligations. Means for which purpose the future contract is used. Suppose A have shares of ABC Limited, that is 500 shares, and current market price is 120. But if he like at the month end, the price maybe goes below 120 or at an 110, but he want to sell the shares. He want an holding with his demat account. So he simply do the action A sells the future of ABC Limited, and if he is not scared of on the expiry day, then in the settlement process, shares from his demat account will be debited because he already sells the contract and cannot square off till the exercise day, that is last Thursday of month. Now, I hope everyone will be understand the future. Suppose if you haven't be haven't current same want to purchase 500 shares of ABC, but he have not currently 500 into 120, that is an 60,000. So he purchased the future at the price of 120. Then he need only require margin amount. And if he is not scared of the contract till the expiry, then in the settlement process, he want to pay the complete amount as per the exercise day and purchase the shares of ABC Limited. In this scenario, B need to maintain a daily margin after a mark to market settlement process. Now, I will on explain you as per this month. Suppose on 1st September 2020, 2nd September 2020. Suppose price of ABC Limited, and there is a margin in percentage. Suppose B buy the contract at the 120. The margin is required, it's 35%, and contract size of that is number of shares that is considered in the or says as a lot size. In the India, minimum 5 lakhs and above as per the SEBI rule. So we are considering here lot size of ABC Limited maybe round figures of 5,000, and it is an contract value. Then mark to market settlement. It will be on daily basis. And then final margin required. Now, the contract value as on 1st September 120 into 5,000. The closing price of 1st September is 120, so mark to market settlement is not applicable. And margin required is equal to contract value as on date into margin percent. Now on second day, if price goes of 160, then these values are same. This will be changed, and this value is also changed. That is mark to market settlement will be the base price of contract is 120 as per yesterday, and it will be a yesterday's price will be deducted from today's price is equal to today's price less yesterday's price, that is 20,000. He need to pay to the brokers for the settlement 20,000, and margin will be adjusted by the broker with the same formula. So on the second day, he required totally margin plus that settlement. So I add manually because they need to pay. If in his demat account 2,23,000 is not available, then brokerage penalty will be fought to this near about 1% to 3% as per the rules. And he need to, otherwise broker may be scare of the contract before 3:30 p.m. On third day, price may be gone again 118. Then as per this same calculations, as per the same calculation, 2,06,500 will be blocked for the margin, and this 10,000 is credited to that ledger. It will be updated as on daily basis. In the last week, same procedure till the month end, that is the 24th September, and in this expiry of 24th September. So in the last week, that is 21 to 24, if B is not secure of the contract, then on 21 September 20, price may be 120, then margin will be required directly 60% on the Monday. For the settlement process. Then again 70, 80 and 100% margin required on the expiry date if he is not scared of the contracts. These rules will be applicable on the all future contracts. Now, I hope you will be understand about these rules. Now, for the future contracts of stocks, this rule of last week will be applicable because in the future contract of the stocks, the physical delivery settlement will be proceed. Means in the stocks, means from the demat account of A, shares will be transferred to the demat account of B if both are not square of contract on the expiry day. But in the indices, that is cash settlement process. And so if you are trade indices, then this extra margin is not required in the last week because that is a cash settlement process. Means this like an daily settlement on expiry day also contracts are exercised with these types of mark to market settlement and contracts are exercised by the exchanges. So you need to take precautions if you are trading in the futures, and as well as very precautions if you are trading about the stock futures. Now I will explain you the three terms that you need to understand. So I will explain once again all in the Hindi. जैसे कि फ्यूचर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स क्या है. सपोज ए के पास एबीसी लिमिटेड के 500 शेयर्स है. मार्केट में करंट मार्केट प्राइस है 120. उसे लगता है कि प्राइस नीचे जा सकता है, लेकिन कुछ तो भी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स उसको लगता है कि मुझे डीमैट से नहीं सेल करने, क्योंकि अगर आपने कॉस्टिंग और देखा तो डीमैट से शेयर्स करने में एक्सपेंसेस भी ज्यादा होते हैं और आपको एक एक दो दो शेयर्स लेने पड़ते हैं. लेकिन इसमें कैसा है, डायरेक्टली कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइज होता है. जैसे कि लॉट साइज इंडिया में फिलहाल मिनिमम लॉट है 5 lakhs एंड अबो. इसलिए जो भी बड़े ट्रेडर से ज्यादा करके वो यही प्रेफर करते हैं कि फ्यूचर यूज करे और सेटल करे डायरेक्टली ऐसा होलसेल मार्केट. इसलिए वो शेयर्स को कुछ नहीं करेगा और सिर्फ एक एबीसी लिमिटेड का फ्यूचर सेल कर देगा एनएसई पर. नाउ अब सपोज बी को लगता है कि उसे 500 शेयर्स परचेस करने हैं और उसके पास पैसा नहीं है, तो वो इंडिया के 35% अमाउंट देकर ही पूरा जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट वैल्यू है उसके परचेस कर सकता है. जैसे कि तुम भी अगर मार्जिन ट्रेडिंग करते होंगे तो उसमें मार्जिन ट्रेडिंग में तुम्हारे चॉइस का अमाउंट ले सकते क्वांटिटीज का, लेकिन फ्यूचर में डिसाइड होता है और वही अमाउंट लगता है. लॉट साइज पे तुम्हें ट्रेड करना पड़ेगा. जैसे कि अगर तुम्हें फिलहाल लॉट साइज, जैसे कि अगर तुम 120 लगे का प्राइस है तो 5,000 या उससे ज्यादा लॉट साइजेस है. और अगर तुम्हें 200-300 ही शेयर बाय करने हैं तो तुम्हें फ्यूचर बाय करके वो नहीं कर सकते. इसलिए ज्यादातर के नॉर्मल पीपल फ्यूचर्स का स्टॉक्स में यूज नहीं करते. Because it is an very risky and depend on, I will explain you what terms are required. अब ये जैसे कि मैंने 1 सितंबर से लेके 3 सितंबर तक एग्जाम्पल लिया, तो ये मार्जिन डेली बेसिस पर मेंटेन करने पड़ते हैं. तुम्हारे मार्जिन ट्रेडिंग अगर आपने किया होगा कैश का तो उसमें अलग होता है. उसमें ये डेली 35% ब्रोकर नहीं करता. अगर वो बहुत 5-6% डाउन हो गया तो मार्जिन रिक्वायर करता है. लेकिन अगर यहाँ पर सपोज बी ने 120 पर बाय किया और लॉट साइज की 5,000 है, तो उसको डेली 35% एज पर द क्लोजिंग प्राइस का मार्जिन मेंटेन करना पड़ेगा. और जो भी डिफरेंस होगा, जैसे कि प्राइस कम हुआ तो उसको लॉस होगा तो उसके अकाउंट में से कैश डिडक्ट होगा, और जैसे कि प्राइस बढ़ा तो उसके अकाउंट में ऑटोमेटिकली कैश क्रेडिट होगा. लेकिन ये सिर्फ सेकंड लास्ट थर्सडे तक ही, क्योंकि जैसे ही लास्ट थर्सडे वाला एक वीक चालू होगा, जैसे कि सितंबर की एक्सपायरी है 24 सितंबर को, और ये मंडे है 21 सितंबर को। तो ये वीक में उन्हें ज्यादा मार्जिन मेंटेन करना पड़ता है, क्योंकि वो एक फिजिकल सेटलमेंट होता है। क्योंकि उन्होंने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट बाय क्यों किया, तो उसको शेयर्स बाय करने थे, तो सेबी के रूल के अनुसार उसको फिर उसकी प्रिपरेशन दिखाना होगा कि वो बाय करना चाहता है, तो उसके प्रिपरेशंस के लिए रेडी कहने को कहता है ब्रोकर, ताकि जो भी क्लियरिंग का प्रोसेस हो उसमें कुछ बाधा ना आए, और जो एक्सचेंज में रेगुलर क्लियरिंग चालू है वो चलता रहे। लेकिन अगर तुम इंडाइसेस में करते हो, जैसे कि फिलहाल दो ही इसमें चलता है, निफ्टी और बैंक निफ्टी, तो इसमें कैश सेटलमेंट प्रोसेस होता है। यानी कि अगर तुमने पिछले महीने में लिया होगा निफ्टी 10,000 रुपये, और यहाँ पर अगर तुम 11,200 या 11,500 पे बेच दोगे, तो तुम्हें 1,500 पॉइंट का प्रॉफिट होगा। और वो जो होगा, वो दूसरे ब्रोक जो किसने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट सेल नहीं किया होगा, तो उसके साथ वो डेली बेसिस पर तो करता ही है, और आखिरी दिन भी सेम प्रोसीजर करता है जो डेली बेसिस पर होता है। और दोनों कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्सरसाइज होके तुम्हारे पोर्टफोलियो में से निकल जाएगा, और ये तुम्हारा मार्जिन रिलीज होगा इन द इंडाइसेस में। नाउ वी आर learn about the three important terms that we need to learn while trading in the futures, and very important in the future when we are seeing the FIIs and other activities and learn to create strategies. I hope this all process of futures is understand to all. If any queries, please, because this is an very important from the basics. If you not understand, you can't understand future of these derivatives topics. Now we are seeing that three important terms that you should always remember while trade in the futures and understanding these terms. First is an open interest. Second, value. Sorry, the first will be then lot size. And fourth is how much margin required. Now, the lot size in the futures, that is the contract value, and you need to trade in the multiplications of these types. So we are entering here number of shares in the one contracts of future. As per in India current rules, there are lot size should be above the contract value of 5 lakhs. Now the open interest, that is very important and interesting part in any analysis. Now the open interest is always in the number of lots. Suppose A buy two lots of Nifty future and B sells two lots of Nifty futures. Then you can understand on the 1st September A buy and the B sells and the number is also same. Now on the 1st September as per this data the open interest is 2 because there are two contracts are interlinked with each others. If there are on the exchange someone buy and someone sells, then the one contract is created. So the definitions of open interest is number of contracts are active now. Now on the 2nd September, we buy one lot of Nifty future. Now, as per this data, on the 2nd September, that is B buy one lot and square of his positions because he already sell two lots, he buy one lot. So open interest at this time reduced by one. That is final one. But C sells two lots, maybe one with B and one with A because so again the open interest will be added. So open interest will be same as per the through data, that is 2. But on the 2nd September, the volume is that is one lot traded with this and one lot traded with this. That is 2. But on 2nd September, C square of position and C buy two lots of Nifty future. And on same day, D sells two lot of Nifty future. Then again the volume will be increased. C square of positions and D sells the two lots, means these two against will be increased. So total volume is an 4. So volume is the number of contracts traded on exchange. Now we are calculating the volume of each. Then you can understand easily. Now, as per the data, on the 1st September, the volume of A if you are observing, A bought open interest because on 1st September, A buy the contracts. So here we are editing open interest. With the A, how much open interest? That is 2. With the B, open interest is and 2 same because one contracts are interact with each others. On 2nd September, A open interest is increased. You can check A buy one lot again and his positions already buy. So on 2nd September, open interest of A is an 3. B square of one positions, that is B sell one lot. Sorry, B buy one lot, but B, their position is an 2. So one open interest will be deducted. C initiate the positions and intraday square of done by the C. So on 1st September not applicable and 2nd September also not applicable to the C. And with the D, sell 2 lots of Nifty future. So with the D, open interest on 2nd September is at 2. Now we are calculating the volumes of each trader as per the day wise. The volume of A is an 0 because he only buy the contract. He is not scared of the contract. So volume on the 1st September is an 0. On the 2nd September, he also again buy the contract. The volume is an again on the 2nd September is an 0. For the B, he sell the contract too, but is not square of the contracts. So volume is 0. On the 2nd September, it will be again 0 because he closed yesterday's positions. So their open interest will be deducted, does not affect the volume. And for the C, 1st September not applicable because it's not traded. On the 2nd September, the volume of the C is an 2 because he sell the 2 lots and square of the 2 lots. So volume is will be increase of the C because he square of positions on the same day. For the D again, 1st September not applicable because he is not initiate any trade. On 2nd September, he only buy. So open interest will be on behalf of name D, it will be increased, but not applicable values because he is not square up position on same day. So as per the definition, D to D contracts are not closed because C to C are closed because he buy self here and sell also with the self on the same day. So I hope you understand open interest and volume clearly. If you are any doubts, please write down. After 15 minutes, we are connected again and see and will be detail explain again about any doubts. Okay, after a 15 minutes, I will explain it again in Hindi because as a time of this will be done and will be maybe disconnected we now due to time limits.